Hey you guys, what's up? It's Len Ray, and I have a lot of explaining to do. Clearly you can see that I've been very inactive on my account, and I can go in detail as to why I've been so inactive, but like, if I were to just give a list of everything that happened, it would sound like just a million excuses, but I promise when I say that all these things have happened within, the past 3 months, it's crazy. Because I came into to January thinking that I was going to start this year off well and that I was going to just, hit the ground running with all these ideas and things that I've wanted to present for this year, but things really took a turn at the beginning of this year. For starters, I recently had a death in the family, and it was of a very close family member, and I wasn't able to really do much at the time because it was a really personal time, and I wasn't able to really talk to many people about it. It was a strict family. It was a family issue. It was his passing, and then it was also another problem that stacked on top of that. It was my uncle that passed away, by the way. And I do miss him well because he's been a part of my life since I was a kid. And he's almost been like a second father, in a sense. And I really wish I could have been there just a little bit more because he wasn't doing too well when I last saw him around Christmas, and a little before that. He died of cancerous reasons. And I would have said something a little earlier, but the thing is, I suck at talking about these things. Like, it's hard for me to talk about grievances when they're this personal or when they're this close. And I couldn't deal for that month. And so I had to deal with that while dealing with many other things. While dealing with work. Work was a back burner issue at this point. Like, that was still, a factor, how much I worked. And that'll always be a factor. Well, continuously. In case you haven't gotten that from the past update videos that I've uploaded and made, you realize that work is also a problem, and Skype will not shut up. But yeah, that was a back burner thought since this, and other reasons after that is because I've been having a couple of problems in regards to friends, and just not understanding why some people were the way they were, and really wishing that I could, help with their situation, or really wishing I could have a say in the matter of, what goes on with some others. But, some people will just be the way they are, and some people, will just accept, some bad things. And basically, I know this sounds really vague and convoluted, but it's basically I've had friendship problems in another month, and that's been getting at me. And I've just been trying to deal with that alone. And I've had to just not talk to people for a while, and that's basically one of the other things. And all this isn't bad news. There is some good news as to why I've also been inactive. I'm just listing most of the bad things first, and then listing some of the good things. But it's been a lot of things. If I had to really mention the last bad thing, and I'm going to be jumping around, by the way, because I'm going bad to good. It's just that last month I was ill quite a couple of times. The first time I had a cold, and I can't really do anything when I have a cold, and I just tried to get over that as quickly as possible, especially for another thing that was coming up in March. And then the second time, and this one really hit me, recently, one of my illnesses took way, and actually technically this is something that has been affecting me since last year. I have eczema. So eczema is basically a skin disease, and it's not something that people can catch. It's not something that if I touch you, you're going to catch it. it's something that sort of runs in the family. I got it from my mom's side, and I had the more severe part of it recently where it would not only make me itch, but it would dry out my skin a great deal, and it would put my whole body in pain, and whatever open, wounds there were, they were just really affected. And I had to, call off work for more than half a week because I was tending to this, and I was just really out of it. I felt like I was suffering in my own body, and I couldn't really do too much from that point. And so, basically just had to get through that week as much as I could. And thankfully, I'm much more better compared to last week. And I'm just glad to be more back on my feet. I'm glad to be able to record this video, because doing this video was honestly one of the things I wanted to do for the longest time, but I couldn't. So, now with that, I can, I suppose I can go into some of the other things that have happened. One of the other things that have taken up my time is that back in February and a little bit of March, I finally took on a voiceover workshop, and it was hosted by Catherine Cavadini, who does a lot of roles for cartoons. Like, for instance, her big one is Powerpuff Girls, is Blossom. And she's just a really good mentor. She's a really good teacher, and I'm glad to have taken on her workshop. I'm glad that her workshop was my first one. It started building me more as a voice actor and what I should input to characters I create and what I should bring in regards and understanding exactly where voices are, and it helped me understand where I am as a voice actor, and that was just a lot that was beneficial to me. And that went on for about 6 weeks. And I have to thank DeWill Snyder for recommending this workshop, because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have found this workshop. And I've been meaning to start up on voiceover workshops for the longest time, because voiceover is what I want to do. With maybe some singing on the side, but that's another time. So that's one thing. The second thing was my girlfriend came into town, and I was really happy about this because I've been looking forward to this for a long time, where the moment she would come into town, we would do many things together. And I knew that when she come into town, I would not be available because it would just be me spending a lot of time with her. And, just making good, sweet memories. And I was happy to see her again. I was happy to spend some more time. Because we don't get too much time together. So that's where a good amount of my time also went to. And oh yeah, in case that wasn't obvious or clear before, I am in a relationship. But yeah, that was one of the last things. I'm trying to think of if there was anything else. Nothing too much from that point. But basically, those are all the things that have kept me. It's definitely a good mixture of good and bad that is taking up my time, and I'm slowly coming back. As you can see, I just recently uploaded a video on my channel, and it was something that was supposed to be out by Valentine's, but I'm glad I didn't rush it because it's something that I was glad to put my time into. And so now I'm just going to try to get a roll back on to uploading and putting more things out. I'm gonna try to get back on my feet with this because I've slowed down way too much from this point, and I'm ready to come back. I'm ready to do this again. I want to do more of the things that I want to do, because despite how important it is for me to work and build a life and make sure I'm set later down in the future, one of the things I realize right now is that I want to have fun. I want to enjoy myself in my young age. I want to be able to do more things with friends and the people I care about. And I feel that's just as important. I mean, it is definitely important to work hard and, set yourself as an adult. But one of the things I sometimes forget every now and then is it's important to have fun. It's important to relax. It's important to be happy. And so that's what I'm going more for. And I hope that you all can, see me and witness me in this path, and, helped me along the way and pushed me along the way to obtaining this as I continue on through this channel. That's all I really have to bring up. If there's any other extra thing, I'll probably say it in another video, or I'll probably bring it up later, but I figured with this explanation you all should know why I've been gone. And hopefully this doesn't happen again. With that, that's all I have to say, and that's, you know, all I have to present for now. This is Len Ray with another update. Over and out.